What's up, y'all? So today is Saturday. Today's Saturday. Um, almost September, and I woke up around 5:30 ish. I had a strange dream. Well, not so strange, but it just put me in a mindset of like, damn. I don't want to get into why, but I was like, damn. Interesting. So I've been up ever since. I want to sleep in, but I've been up ever since. But I was watching a movie called The Platform. Almost forgot what it was called. So watch a movie called The Platform. It's on Netflix. I actually seen it a while. I saw it a couple years ago, like almost when it first came out. But for whatever reason, I doubled back. And there's some movies that you just kind of like one and done with. But this one, I ended up like going back and rewatching it again. So if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna give you like a quick synopsis. And if you want to see it and you don't want any spoilers, sorry, but but basically the synopsis of the movie is this guy goes into a prison like structure, and it has floor after floor after floor after floor after floor. That's how it's set up, and there's only two people. It's basically like a cube. It's a cube with a bunch of, I don't know it. Okay, so it's a cube, but a cube is even sided. So a cube going up. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a square-like structure that goes up and down, and it has over 300 floors. Over 300 floors, and in the middle is a platform. It's a square platform. That's not a square. It's a heart. The fuck? A square platform. That's not even. You know what? Whatever. It's a square platform in the middle. There we go. Square platform in the middle. So here's the building. Here's in the middle is a square-like platform, and then in the inside is where two people will be living. You're basically your bunkmate. So this guy goes in there, which later I found out that the only reason why he went in there was because he wanted to get a degree. So he goes in there for 6 months, gets a degree, and to get a degree, and everybody basically goes in there for the exact same reason. They're exchanging their time for something in return. So he went in there, he wanted to get, and you can only bring one object. That's another thing. So he went in with a book, and the book was about a guy who felt like chivalry was dead, something like that. I can't remember, but he brought a book with him for the next 6 months. He was sharing a cell or a floor, a level, with another gentleman. He was an older gentleman, and that guy, which later I found out, a lot of spoilers, he brought a butcher knife, long butcher knife. The reason why he brought it in with him was the reason why he brought it in was the reason why he was there. Hold on one second. So later in the movie, I found out that he was in there because he ended up killing somebody. So he was at home, minding his business, watching TV. Infomercial comes on, and it was about knives that don't get dull or something like that, or you don't have to like resharpen it or whatever. It just stays sharp or whatever. And he bought it. It was a pretty expensive knife. He ended up buying it. So then another commercial comes on after it, and it's basically selling almost the exact same knife, and it's like you don't have to. That's the part that gets me right now. But basically, the same knife but better. And he got so upset, he took his TV, threw it out the window, and it landed on what he called an immigrant. And he said the guy would have never died if he was never there in the first place, meaning he's supposed to be illegal, so he wasn't supposed to be there. So technically, it wasn't his fault that he died. And the thing about that guy is, he decided to trade his time because he either could have went to, I guess, prison, or he could go there for a year. So he's about, I want to say like 9 months in, and he used that knife to his advantage at some point, which we later found out as well. So throughout the movie, the platform, the name of the movie, of course, um, goes up and down to each floor throughout the day, feeding everyone. Starts at level technically 0, and it goes all the way down. Now, the lower you go, the less amount of food that there is. Now, one would say if there's less food, that means that somebody, needs to make sure that, that the food is getting distributed evenly, and there should be somebody that's doing it. One would think. However, there is nobody that is taking that role on to be the person that distributes everything evenly. So as everything goes down, you have different people that are on different floors. Mind you, also, there's a lot of mind yous in this. Mind you, each floor, every month, each floor gets reset. So today you might be on level 3. Next time you might be on level 300. The next month you might be on level 180. The next month you might be on level 2. Next month you might be on level 99. It all just depends on where you end up. Now, with that, you have experienced different situations. You have experienced being hungry. You have experienced being helpless. You have experienced if somebody on your floor dies, they get replaced with somebody else. So somebody that's coming in, they have no idea what to expect. Like when dude came in, I'm gonna just call him D because I can't remember his real name, but I'm gonna call him D. When he came in, he was just bright-eyed. He's just like, I'm gonna just do my time, I got my book, everything will be okay. But the older gentleman, I'm gonna call him R. I can't remember nobody's name, but R, he already came in fucked up. He already wasn't, thinking clearly because it's like, whatever, excuse me. But like I said, he ended up having to use that knife on somebody because he was on level, I think he was like on level 2 something. So by the time that platform came all the way down to him, there was nothing to eat. He was there for 30 days. So early in the movie, I'm kind of like skipping around, but early in the movie, so on the platform, it wasn't like no regular hamburger, hot dog. It wasn't just regular, a regular salad. It was whatever you wanted. So that's another thing. So when you come in, they ask you serious questions like, do you have any allergies? What's your favorite food? Which a lady ended up asking him, D. She's like, what's your favorite food? And he's like, well, I really don't have one. She's like, well, I just need, just name something. So he ended up naming snails. Escargot. So, everybody on each floor has the ability to have their favorite food on their platform. But just remember that as it's going down, if somebody eats your food, you just ain't gonna have nothing to eat. So within 5 minutes of the movie, D sees the platform, it comes down, and R, he comes over to the platform, he's smashing. Whatever he can get his hands on, he's smashing. And D's just looking at the platform like, what is this, like, people have eaten off of this. Like, what am I going to do with this? He's like, okay, well, either you're going to eat or you're not. Either you're going to eat or you're not. So then it goes down and, ew. So R, the older gentleman, he pees. He pees on the food. Yeah. He pees on the food. Because D was trying to talk to one of the guys at a different level, and yeah, he just like pees. So now he didn't pee, he didn't spit. He was like, well, D's like, well, why would you do that? And R's like, well, if I don't do it, somebody else did. Weird. Like, I'm trying to tell y'all the movie without telling y'all the movie, so it's kind of coming off a little, a little weird, but throughout the entire movie, it's a battle of survival and it's a battle of humanity. At some point, the guy felt like if he's not the one on top and he's not the one that's doing everybody else wrong. There's somebody else up there, up top, that's going to do him wrong. So why not do the people below him wrong? At one point in the movie, they both got stuck on level, what was it? It was like, I want to say it was like level 200. It was deep. It was deep down there. So before you get moved to another level, they will knock you out. So they'll spray a gas. And he knew that. So he smells it. He already knows it's coming. So they both end up passing out. They both wake up. But R wakes up before D. D is strapped to the bed because R strapped him down to the bed because he already knew, like, look, we are on level 200. Push come to shove, you gotta go. I gotta eat. But his thing was, yeah, you're nice and that's fine, but I still gotta make it out. I still gotta live. And if that means you gotta go, if you gotta be sacrificed, then it is what it is. But remember I said, he ain't new to this. He true to this with that knife. So D ends up, but by the time, I want to say 8 days go past, because he tried to give him some time. He's like, well, look, within 8 days, you will both be alive, but I can only go for so long, so I'm going to give you about 8 days. But on that 8th day, I'm going to take a little bits out of you. I'm gonna leave your main bit, but I'm gonna take some little bits out of you because I'm an old man, I gotta eat. So when that day finally comes, he lets her know, like, look, I'm over here reading. He reading his book. First of all, he didn't took the man's book. He took the man's book. Like, how disrespectful can you be? He just took this man's book and he's like, I'm hungry. I can no longer read. The time's come. The time has come, the walrus said, to talk of other things. Of shoes and ships and sealing wax, of cabbages and kings. And while the sea is boiling hot and whether pigs have wings. I don't remember the rest, but that was in Alice in Wonderland. I just remembered it. But anyway, he's like, yeah, the time's come. So I'm going to take a little bit out of you, and we're just going to go from there. He offered him some. Oh, yo, what is it? Helter Skelter, fucking Hannibal Lecter? Like, what? Like, dude, I don't want that. You want to offer me a piece of meat. Bitch, leave it. Anyway, so time comes. I think he cut into his leg. So platforms coming down, and then it was this lady. So she actually was saved by D earlier because was she saved? Yeah, I think she was saved by D because she was on the platform coming down. Backstory on her. I don't want to keep y'all too long. Backstory on her. So she is looking for her kid. Or which we found out later, it's not really her kid, but it's a kid. I don't even know how the kid got there, but anyway, she's looking for a kid. She's going up and down, up and down, up and down, and the kid is on the bottom floor, which I later found out. Kid's at the bottom, and I never figured out why they was down there, but the kid's all the way at the bottom, and I guess I'm assuming she's keeping food for him. That's what I'm thinking this entire time she's been doing, keeping him safe, because everybody has seen this woman. Everybody knows that she's looking for a kid or something about a kid. But I think she was just keeping the kid safe and keeping food for the kid. So she's going level to level. Some people she had to off because she has to keep herself alive too as she's going down. So she ends up saving him from his demise. She offs R at that point, and then she rides into the sunset. So D's thankful, whatever. So then D ends up getting another roomie, which was the lady that brought him in, that signed his paperwork and stuff. And she feels like, which I found out she has cancer and she only got so much time to live. So she feels like at this point, might as well, why not? And her thing is she just wants to help. She wants to help. She wants to kind of organize and get like a structure going within the system. So her first day, she's speaking to the people below her. She's like, hey, how are you? I'm such and such. Also, she brought a dog with her. Keep that in mind. She brought her dog with her, and she has a plate for him, and she has a plate for her. And R is like, hey, So we supposed to be, there's only so much food. You gonna feed the dog? And she's like, well, I'm giving him my rations. Which, that's smart. She's sharing. She's like, today, we're going to, we're both going to share. Tomorrow, he's going to eat. The next day, I'm going to eat. We're just going to trade off, whatever. So then her plan is to have them kind of set up plates for the next people. That way they can have their rations. So she sets up the next people. She speaks to them, blah, blah, blah. And they like, fuck you, bitch. That was not happening. Their words, not mine. They weren't having it. Because everybody has been there for so long, everybody just feels like everybody's out to get them. If they don't share, somebody else, if they share, somebody else won't share, and doesn't really matter. So once again, day after day, I want to say like some weeks have passed by now, and the lady looking for the child, she didn't come back down again. I'm trying to wrap this up, y'all. She done came back down again, and they save her to give her a little bit of food. They go to sleep, they wake up in the middle of the night, the dog wakes up, and the other lady wake up. That lady then off the dog. She didn't off the dog. I still cannot understand why she did that, but whatever. I'm gonna have to look that up and see if they have actual response for that. But she offs the dog. So then, dang, what happened at that? Hold on. Okay, I remember. So that's when they tie her up and they send her ass back on the platform by morning. They, I guess they didn't go to sleep. They send her back on the platform to go back down again. And then that's when he found out that there is no kid. There is no kid of hers. She didn't come in with the kid. I think she bought like a ukulele or something, just something random. And that's when he finds out that she has cancer too. So then they get sent to another level after that. He wakes up, if I'm not mistaken, he wakes up and she didn't off herself because she's just like, it's too much. It's too much. I think they went down a deep level at that point. He ends up getting another roommate after that. I'm gonna try to speed this up. He gets another roommate after that. It's a black dude named, dang, I don't even remember the dude's name. I'm gonna name him Jay because, so Jay, he has a rope, and his idea is to climb up. I think they're on I want to say they're on like level 8 at this point or something like that. So they're at level 8, and his idea is to take the rope, throw it up, and the people above him catch it, let him up. Just like helping hand, it makes sense. But no, oh no. So he throws the rope up, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna pull you up. So he throws it up, starts to climb. He's trying to reach up so they can grab him. Man, this lady, because it's a lady and it's a man, I guess it's like they're partners, whatever. Man, this lady pulls her pants down, butt cheeks out, and shits on this man's head. Shits on this man's head, and he almost fell. But, of course, he pulls him to safety, and he just going off like, she nasty, blah, blah, blah. Gross. So then after that, long story short, he ends up like, you know what? At some point, we gotta fix this. So he yells down to the people below them, and he's telling like, look, this is Jay telling him like, look, this next round, we gotta make sure. No, hold on. I'll take that back. My bad, y'all. I'm not the best at storytelling, but at some point, that lady, after weeks or days, whatever, he ended up telling them, the people under him, like, look, if y'all don't save food for somebody else, what did he say? He's gonna pee or shit everywhere, and ain't nobody gonna eat. So then, she's just like, I hear what you're trying to do. However, I wanted them to do it on their own accord, not because somebody else made them do it. I wanted to, change your heart. So fast forward. Now, Jay is with D, and D is like, hey, what we should do is go on the platform and ride to each level with all the weapons, and we ration out the food out. That way, everybody can get something to eat. And his figure is, well, it's about 250 levels. the other lady that worked there, she was like, it's about 200 levels, which I don't know why she didn't know how many, because you work here. But she said 200. He says about 250. Long story short, it's about 330. Yeah. So they ride to each level, and if anybody tries to grab food, they literally bust them in the head for trying to grab food, for being hungry. Their overall plan was they would have to ride down past 50 levels. That way everybody can eat, because past that, there's way too many. There's not enough food. So they're going to each level, passing it out, rationing out. The first 50 levels, nobody ate for the first day, and then after that, they will start, feeding them. Then they get to this one level, and it's an older gentleman that knew Jay. Was it Jay? Yeah, he knew Jay, and he's like, basically, I see what y'all trying to do. However, that's not the right way to go about it. He was like, y'all gotta send a message. And the message that he figured was a good idea was a panna cotta, which is a little dessert. So keep the panna cotta safe. Once you get to the bottom, boom, ride the platform all the way back up, and show them that there is something that, in my opinion, there is something that we saved, and yes, humanity can, we can all work this out. So I'm wrapping this up. Now, long story short, they get all the way down to the bottom, just about to the bottom, and then they got into like a little scuffle. Jay gets stabbed, and pretty badly too at that. And D, he gets beat up pretty badly, but he ends up saving Jay's life because he almost bled out. He almost got killed. Somebody else had a samurai sword. So they get all the way down to the bottom with the panna cotta still, and then they found the kid. At the very last level, they found the child. The child was scared, laying up under the bed. And at first, D is like, we gotta feed the kid. But Jay is like, we gotta save this message. The message being panna cotta. And then they both just like silently agree, like, the child gotta eat. Like, damn the message. We'll figure out something else. So they feed the kid, and Jay ended up dying because he bled out. He ends up bleeding out. So then D is just like, you know what? The message is really the kid. And the reason why the kid was the message is because kids are kids. Kids are kids. No matter what, kids have to be taken care of. And the kid basically just represented like hopefulness. Like they're what's coming up next. So we need to make sure that the kid has, kids have what they need. They're just a very innocent presence, and they need to be taken care of. And then also, given the fact that nobody else above that kid did what they were supposed to be doing by making sure everybody else had what they needed, the kid couldn't get what they needed. So it's basically just like a trickle-down effect. Literally, if they didn't do what they needed to do and did what they had to do, R.I.P. Jay, because he risked his life for the kid. If they didn't make it all the way down, that kid would have starved to death. That kid would have starved. If they did not make it all the way down to that kid, that child would have died, because the only person that was keeping that kid safe was that lady. That's it. So I say all of that to say this. Is humanity fucked? Like, is humanity fucked at this point? Like, what are we really doing out here to make sure these kids have what it is that they need, and that they are protected? That what Michael Jackson say? The kids are the future. The kids are the future. Protect them and lead the way, or some shit like that. What the fuck? What's going on? And the only way the kids can actually have what they need is if we, as the adults, because once you done being a fucking child, you gotta be a fucking adult. What are we as adults contributing to help these kids with their future? It's real easy for us to be selfish. It's real fucking easy to be selfish. It's real simple and real like on the movie. Like you go to different levels, and that's even with life in general. Like sometimes you up, sometimes you down. You might experience telemarketers. You experience different places. Hold on. I forgot what I was saying. I had to take a call, but long story short, if we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, oh, that's what it was. You experience different levels. Now, depending on what level you start at, you might start at level 1. You might think like, you know what, I got everything I need. Fuck everybody else. But then when you fall and you down to level 100, it's like, okay, now I'm down here. Who gonna help me? But it's like when you were up here, you had the chance to help and you chose not to. And not only did you end up at a level 100, but your next level might be 250. So now you're really fucked. It just gets worse and worse. But now that somebody from level 300 is in number 1, you're expecting them to understand your plights and your problems and your past and what you've been through. Whether or not you experience that exact situation firsthand, shouldn't matter. You know somebody's in need. You know somebody needs help. For you to ignore them and just feel like it can't be you, or you feel like, well, if somebody's in my position, they do the same thing to somebody else, they do the same thing to me. It's just like, that's negative. Like, you know, like where does it end? Also, I'm eating a brownie for breakfast because I'm an adult and I could do whatever I want. And I ain't go to the store yet, so I'm just raw dogging life right now. Like, how, like, we'll review the top part from the beginning. We go back to the top. How fucked up do you gotta be to pee on somebody else's food? How fucked up? Not only pee, but shit. Somebody needs help and you shit on them because you above them. And it's like, okay, well, if it was your turn, how would you feel? These things aren't hard. These things are not hard. Also, this cake is not that bad. I didn't like it the other day. I mean, this brownie was not that good the other day, but it's pretty good when you're hungry. It's like you had the chance to help and you was just like, fuck it. Like this very every man for himself type of mentality that don't help the kids. If for nobody else. Think like, damn. If that was my kid, even if you don't know if somebody has a kid, that's just hypothetical. If I had a kid, if that was my kid, I would want somebody to help. I would want somebody to make it. Like, a lot of things really be indirect. You helping somebody else really be helping multiple people. You helping somebody else eat today helps other people eat tomorrow. Whether it be just them being able to go to work and provide for multiple people, or having that hope that, man, somebody helped me, I'm gonna help somebody else because somebody helped me. You know, that type of ordeal. But to sit on the sideline and know that you could help, or you could, what they say, be the change that you want to see. You could be that change, but you just like, fuck it. Nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm cool. Like, even if you on your last, like the other day, I don't like talk about stuff that I do for people, but just an example. I ain't had no cash, I only had my credit cards, and you better take my credit card with you. Like, fuck that. You better take my credit card with you. But I just had some snacks with me. I'm just like, sir, let my window down. I was like, sir, I ain't got no cash on me today, but I got some snacks. Like, but I see him, like, I haven't seen him for some weeks now. I don't know how long he's been out there, but this is the first time I really been through that area. I was like, I got some snacks. Like, I ain't got no cash on me, but I got snacks. I don't know if he got cash yet, but I got snacks. But that could have been a deciding factor in whether or not he ate that day, even if it was just a couple of snacks. And it's like, damn. You see people all the time that are really in need, and they just need a little bit of help. Not a whole lot, but if a little bit, if a lot of people help a little bit. If I got $1 and 20 other people pass through and they got $1, that's $21. That's a decent meal for a couple of days. Even if you just got bologna sandwiches, or if you get you a $5 meal, like some chicken strips or something, that's what, 4 days that you didn't ate, or if you spread it out every other day, that's another, what, 2, 4, 6, 8, another 8 days that you done made, you know, that you kind of made it through. And I don't know how long it take before you starve to death. I mean, hopefully that doesn't fucking happen, but at least you'll be able to, you know, live a little bit longer, which that kind of gives you a little bit of hope and something to actually look forward to. But I don't know. I don't want to keep y'all too long, but like really just start questioning your own humanity. I question my own because, you know, why not? Might as well. A lot of things that we see, a lot of people, especially right now, getting snatched off the street because of what they look like, and it's like, damn. If that was you, how would you be cool with this? Oh, I'm just doing my job. You're not just doing your job. You're not just doing the job. Because all those people that was on that movie watching what was going on, y'all knew what was going on. Because at a certain point, what is his name? I don't know, I'll just keep calling him D. But D, he took an apple before the platform moved, and then all of a sudden it started getting hot. And D couldn't figure out why it was getting so freaking hot. And then R, the older man, he's like, well, you took an apple. Basically, you're stealing. Like, they know that you're hungry. They're watching you. They're watching you be hungry. But because you stole something, they're going to turn the heat up and they're going to fry you and they're going to kill you until you put it back. You got to make amends. But the thought behind that is like, why would you do that? And another point, the dog that was with the lady, the dog took, I don't know, it was something random. I don't even know. But it was another piece of food. Let's just say a chicken bone. Took the chicken bone and it started getting real cold. And he chased the dog and had to throw it back. And it's like, damn, even the dog? Even the dog can't eat. So now the idea of somebody being in control of your survival, or the idea of somebody else having immediate access to whatever it is that you needed. Like, no, they saw these killings. They saw these XYZ situations going on. I don't want to get into it because triggers and whatnot. But all of these things going on, and you're sitting here watching these people. You're watching these people. You're watching these things happen. And you don't feel no way about it. You don't care to help. You don't care to say nothing. You don't care to establish order because you feel like somebody else should do it. And I get basically it's just like kind of a social experiment, which self-governing is very important. You have to learn how to take care of yourself, and have the idea of, okay, if we're on the same page, then clearly, if we're on the same page, then we can only do what we can do. That's it. And everybody else had that same mindset, and the whole situation wouldn't have been as bad as it was. But you have so many people within that establishment, whether it be lower on the hierarchy or higher on the hierarchy, feeling like, well, I was in a different position and nobody helped me. Okay, well, now that you're in a position, you should probably be helping. Probably. That's just my thought. Also, my little tree is not, I don't know what's going on with this over here. This one ain't doing so bad. But this one is kind of struggling. I probably got repotted because I'm starting to run out of room in there. But yeah, things could be a lot more simpler. Things could be way more simpler. That movie could have ended a lot quicker with, what is that? The movie could have ended a lot quicker with everybody just being accountable for their own actions. But, you know, everybody's different. Everybody has their own ideas how things can be ran. Everybody feels like at some point they want to kind of get the get back. You gotta get your get back. And it's like, damn, you don't always need to get back. Sometimes you just gotta let shit ride. But I mean, I get it, but it's like, damn, the kid almost died. The kid almost died. The kid almost died because of y'all. That kid almost died. And the reason why the kid almost died, granted, the lady was, you know, going level to level helping. She got snatched off the platform and she ended up getting, so she was the only means of that child's safety and livelihood. But thankfully somebody else, you know, indirectly, or, you know, they didn't know that they were taking over for her, but it happened. And they had a responsibility. They felt a need to keep that child protected. So thankfully, they at least had that much left in them to say, okay, now that we're here, we're going to make sure the child has what they need. So just a quick synopsis. You never know what somebody else is going through. You never know the situation and how extensive that things really are. It's not always up for you to understand. It's always not up for you to know. You don't need to know. Do what you can. Do what you're supposed to do. That's what life is for. Humanity is for us, the so-called so-called superior species, to make sound decisions. And if you're incapable of making a sound decision, then there is a certain, how should I say, you need to do some soul searching. You got to do some soul searching. Does that mean that you can't change and you can't be rehabilitated? Does that mean that you have zero humanity? No, that's not for everybody. But yeah, everybody's different. Everybody's definitely different. But the underlying of the idea is, if you were in that position, would you want somebody else to do X, Y, Z? If the answer is yes, then act accordingly. If the answer is no, then move accordingly. Shit's simple. But that's all I want to say. I got stuff to do. I got to get ready to go. And I got to get my, I got stuff to do. So, y'all take care. Y'all be easy. Y'all be safe. There's a platform too. I haven't seen it yet, but I definitely would say go watch the first one to at least get an idea. So when you do watch the second one, you will be kind of like caught up to speed. The first one was really pretty good though. Well, yeah, that's all. That's it. If y'all made it this far, just do something that can help somebody else today. Because why not? Just do something. It doesn't matter what it is. If you see somebody trying to get across the street, help them out. I mean, we all have our days. I got to work on my patience. I know that. But if you see somebody in need, somebody that needs help, just try to help. Try to help. Do something that can not to win you life points, but man, in this life we all need somebody. Everybody has to go. Everybody loves them, or I don't know, whatever. Bye. Y'all have a good day. See ya.